back to work. I just can't get it done. Yeah, so this turned out actually a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. So, back to work. I don't know if it's visible in the video, but I have some color in my face, and that's because we've managed to squeeze in a vacation. So, yeah, back to winter in Melbourne and back to work. Port side now needs another layer of fairing. So what I'll do here is clean off the dust. There's a significant amount of dust, and then I'll use an epoxy filler to fill the low spots. And there's they're here and they're just not yeah, they're small, which is good. So there won't be a lot of filling. Well, the whole thing is gonna look like it's got leprosy or something once I've put the blue stuff on. On the inside here, the boat will require a little bit more work. In particular, this area here. I don't really know why, but that's because I didn't build that, so I can't tell. Maybe it's just poorly done sanding. I'll get to it. It needs filling anyway, so we'll see what that looks like. That's my plan for today, and then we'll end up with something like this. And if I have any luck at all today, I might be able to get to sanding this side. I'm not sure if that would be lucky or not, though. There's a ripple here that's fairly visible, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that's not the end of the world. Standards are going down by the minute of sanding. No, we'll see what happens. This needs some filling. I'll get to that today.
Like almost any other boat job, it all starts with cleaning and surface preparation.
So this turned out actually a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's winter in Australia, and though winter in Australia isn't particularly cold, it's cold enough to make the epoxy fairing compound a little bit tougher than it otherwise would be. If it were a little bit warmer, it would be more liquid and easier to spread. And the second reason, I believe, is that this is fairly good. Well, very good actually. So when I'm trying to remove fairing compound, I'm trying to remove fairing compound from a big area because it doesn't really need that much filling, and that makes it a bit tricky. Here I do have a low. It's such a small low that when you take the wide spatula to remove the extra fairing compound, then it's all piling up on the blade, so it's heavy to work with. And I guess that's a good thing, but it's difficult. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna try and warm up the fairing compound just a little bit by using a fan, just to keep it to a slightly warmer temperature. That'll help me, and then I'll work with a smaller spatula. I just can't get it done with a bigger spatula. I don't know. This clearly needs filling, but then using the small spatula I could do something like this or this. But when I try to use the big spatula, I'm getting results more like this, which is just, it's too much fairing compound. I'll just have to sand that off. I hate sanding off fairing compound, so I'll put on less and maybe a few extra times rather than putting on too much and having to sand it all down, because it's just too much work. Anyway, a third of the boat done in not too long, and using 80 grams of fairing compound. So warming up this fairing compound just a little bit works immediately. It's much softer, and yeah, hopefully it'll be easier to spread. So, a few little blue spots there. The whole hull, whole side, took less than 300 grams of this blue stuff. So, yeah. Provided this now is pretty fair, which I'd say it is, that's not a lot of weight extra. Now I just have to sand it off. Again. So this is what she looks like now. I have no idea if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but what I'm seeing is a fairly flat, fair hull with lots of blue stuff. But we're definitely getting there. So I'll wait for this to dry. It'll probably be dry tomorrow. considering it's winter in Australia now, it may take a little bit longer. And if it does, that's fine.
And now we are saving you from watching the sanding exercise again and introducing you to the new upcoming project for Building Wilda. We start designing the anchor roller, and for that we needed to lift the anchor in place in order to be able to envision the final resting position of the anchor. In the next episode, we will show how we build the anchor rollers from scratch for our boat. So stay with us, and if you enjoy watching our progress, don't be shy to give us a comment and a like. Thank you! We love creating these videos and engaging with you.
I've been putting this off for a while, but it's really time to install an anchor roller system thingy. So we have lifted up the anchor where we want it to sit once it's stowed, secured it here, and made a template for what the roller is supposed to look like, or the thing that the rollers are attached to. And then we're making an extra roller off the front beam for an extra anchor. So after a lot of thinking and cutting, we came up with this template for the main anchor thingy. The next step is to take these, make these out of plywood and glue them in place. So we are laminating 2 pieces of plywood together, some 6mm marine ply, that'll be a 12mm plus marine ply once that's done. And this should be enough plywood for all of the 4 pieces that we'll need once glued together. We hope. No, it will be. And then we just have to stick that to the boat somehow. That'll be the interesting part.
Thanks for watching. More on this project next Sunday on Building Wilda.